J Chip here, gonna recap yesterday's video, the slip I gave out, the first tackle of the day. Anthony Edwards actually did cash, a little inverse from last week where PrizePicks did their job. They gave us the pick that green, and unfortunately I did not. So this one's on me. Kuminga goes over 5 rebounds, not even 6, he gets 7. Looks like it was somewhat of a tight matchup against the OKC. Not sure if he ended up getting the start yesterday due to some injuries on Golden State. Regardless, he missed that one. And you go to Finney here, pick out super high on, and the read was even good on the game being a tight game, high scoring affair. Detroit at home. Emmett Finney, of course, on the first line would have got more opportunities to get shots on goal. That was the whole point. And he scored 5 goals. So very surprised to see this one missed. Honestly, I was very confident on this one. Regardless, one of these goes red, any of them in the slip, because it's a power play. Whole thing goes to 0. So we're gonna chalk this one up. It's fine. We'll just get back on the horse today. I'll go back to the tools to cook up another slip for you guys on this beautiful Wednesday slate. As always, I'm using the Parlayers tools. The first one, Player Prop Optimizer, compares the PrizePicks lines back to other apps like PrizePicks, some of the biggest sports books in the world, just to see where we could find line discrepancies and good juice, good value on the plays. And the second tool that we're using today, the Sharp Money tool, basically has the same thing with the sports books. Instead of comparing the PrizePicks lines to other apps like PrizePicks, we're comparing it to exchanges where Sharp and smart bettors offer you lines, and basically they just want to be on the opposite direction. Again, I explain more of this concept throughout the daily videos. There is going to be a tutorial dropping for you guys that have been asking me pretty much since this dropped like 3 weeks ago. There's going to be a tutorial dropping this week, so stay tuned. As I always, put the notifications on, the bell on for the channel for that video and for these daily videos that drop, because PrizePicks is super stingy with taking picks off the board, removing value, so you guys can get it in by the time my videos go up. So again, just have the bell on. I'll do my best to just get it out after I record ASAP. You guys got to do your part there too. So with all that being said, we could jump right into both the tools here to see what's going to kick off our beautiful slip here. Get back in the win column. Instead of just searching for everything and just scrolling through, I want to take this play, my play of the day that I posted on my Discord and my socials that you can find in the description of this video. It's going to be Tristan da Silva from the Magic, rebounds, assists under 5.5. He's a 53.76% chance to hit. Green play, we love that. Minus 136 consensus across the market. We love that even more. Again, you don't see data here under the columns, Underdog Fantasy, DraftKings Pick 6. These are apps, daily fantasy sports apps like PrizePicks. So we can assume that he's either been discounted or removed on either of those platforms. We're getting a play that's exclusive to PrizePicks, so it'd be smart if you guys want to play this play that we take it on PrizePicks to get full value for his under. And obviously what caught my eye here, one of the sharper books here, BetMGM, under minus 160 favorite to his under 5.5. This is just huge data. And it's not like the other books are too far off either. You see Fanatics at minus 140, Flip minus 135. As long as it's in the same direction as the rest of the books, the rest of the market agrees that he should be on his under. And I want to get that in. If it's still here, Silva, if he's still here at 5.5, he is. I know he's slotting into the starting lineup, projected to be anyway, because Paulo Banchero's gone. He's down. I'm not sure when his timetable to return is. Anyway, Silva's still going to be, he's going to be starting. Hopefully they could, I know they're 10 point, I think 8.5 point favorites against the Spurs at home. So we're hoping that the Magic could pull away here and Silva doesn't need to stay on the floor that much with the starting unit. Regardless, the data checks out. I want to get him in as our first play. I want to move quick. I did find another play though in the meantime. It's going to be Drew Eubanks, points, rebounds, assists under 9.5 on the optimizers, a 54% chance to hit, minus 138 across the market. And we see here he's offered at 8.5 on MGM again. Just a minus 105 to his under 8.5, meaning that they're charging 5 cents on the dollar for him to finish with 8 or less PRA, which is perfect. And you see here across the market, he's a heavy favorite to go under this 9.5 mark that we have on PrizePicks. He's even a minus 150, our strongest point of confidence here on Fanatics. So if he's still here, I'd love to play him at his under 9.5. I'll check the alternate lines, and this is why we check the alternate lines. You see here he has a demon at 10.5, so already we know that for him to finish with 11 or more PRA, very unlikely. Just buy this demon play at 10.5. And we even see here is he has another regular 1x line, meaning full value line, at 8.5 PRA. So why not just take the under on the bigger projection, the ceiling projection that we have on Eubanks, and take his under, right? If he finishes with 9 or less, he cashes this under 9.5. So this is the side you want to be on. Obviously, you take the under on the highest projection possible, right? Without losing value. So we got Tristan Silva, 5.5 rebounds, assist under. Drew Eubanks under 9.5 PRA. And Ross Dwelly unfortunately just got bumped while I was taking time to find our last play. So now we're actually going to need to find a last play here. That is so unfortunate. This is just getting ridiculous. PrizePicks is getting a bit smarter. I'll give it to them about removing value so that we don't get it. And it hasn't been a problem, at least from when I started playing on here. It wasn't as big of an issue. I feel like now they're just making it very difficult to secure any value on their platform, similar to what Underdog does. Honestly, they're probably the quickest that I've seen. If your slip's not done in like 2 minutes, you're cooked. There's no way you're gonna get any good value there. At least like in those longer, the bigger parlays. If you're making a 2 or 3 man, then yeah, you could obviously move a bit quicker. We're just gonna need one more play, guys, to wrap it up here, because very, very mad that they took down that play. I wanted that Dwelly play. It was looking really good. This is looking like a good play here. Vit Krejci, if that's how you say his name, Atlanta Hawks. Let me just check the depth chart for the Hawks to see where he's in the lineup. So he's a backup small forward. Hawks versus, who are they playing? Hawks versus the Clippers. Okay, so this is going to be a super tight game with, I'm surprised here, the Hawks at home are actually favorites. With Vit Krejci rebounds under 2.5, he's a 53.67% chance to hit, minus 136 consensus odds across the market. You see here, huge juice to his under on Bet Online. Is a minus 154 favorite to go under. And his over here on Novig, this is from the Sharp Money tool, is a plus 128. What does this mean? The sharp bettors are offering this line at plus 128 odds, meaning that it's very unlikely to hit, right? The higher or stronger plus line that we get here means that it's less and less likely to hit. So if the sharps are offering this line, it's because they want to be on his favored under, right? His favorite under 2.5. So the plus 128, this is just showing us that the opposite direction of the side that we want to be on is super unlikely to hit, making the Parlayers consensus side the side that we want to bet. Luckily for us, well, I should say, luckily or not, hopefully it's still up here. Vit, let me see this name. Vit Krejci, 2.5 rebounds. Standard alternate lines here. He's got a Goblin at 1.5, Demon at 3.5. Under 2.5. This is gonna round us off. I just want to see on ProfitX. So he was a plus 128 on his over. On Novig, plus 120 also on another exchange, ProfitX. So we just know that the sharp bettors want to be all over Krejci's under 2.5. That's perfect. So this is actually going to round off our slip. I'll check one more time very quickly. Now I'm playing with fire for real, but check one more time. Dwelly's off the board. So this is going to be our final 3 man. We got Tristan Silva, play of the day, 5.5 rebounds, assists. You got huge juice on MGM for him to go under, and he's not offered anywhere else. Done. Drew Eubanks, 9.5 PRA. He's got also that regular line on PrizePicks at 8.5 PRA. So we know we're getting value by taking the under on his higher projection at 9.5. And you also had another book, I believe MGM also had him priced at 8.5 PRA. So good, we could take his under there. Done. And last play, Vit Krejci with a plus 128. That's correct. Plus 128 on Novig on his over. The sharp bettors are offering this line at a high plus line, meaning that we want to be on his opposite direction, his favorite direction, as per the Parlayers tool, to say that we should be on his under 2.5 rebounds. This is going to round off our 3 man. It's going to be a 6x, no correlation here. I can only put in $5. I'm limited on this account. If you guys want, you could put more units down. As always, I have to give a disclaimer. Do not put your whole bankroll here. Just try to keep the same unit size on each slip so you could track the progression along with the channel. After yesterday's loss, we are still 14 units in the green. So that's perfect since the start of the channel. So if you were betting with me the same unit size from the start of the channel, let's say you were betting 100 units, or $100 per unit, I should say, you would be up right now $1,400. So keep that in mind. Be responsible when you're playing. Definitely, if you can, put more than $5 on the slip. So that being said, we're going to wrap it up, and I'll see you tomorrow in the recap after this one cashes.